Welcome to my database management project. This is my homepage, and here are the three links. This is where you can find the design. Here's my UML diagram for the same, and here's my GitHub repository for this project, and this is my project. At the welcome screen, you can see all the doctors that are in the database. This is a hospital database project, and for a user who's not logged in, he can search for any of the doctors in the hospital, or he can do show all doctors. To book an appointment, he'll have to log in so that he can register here, and he can give all the credentials and register, or he can directly log in over here after registration. And I have created a normal user named Ed. He can book appointments over here, and he's got inbox over here. He can view his profile over here, and also this is his dashboard. From all pages, dashboard is accessible at the bottom of the screen, and this is the logout button. And to book an appointment, you click the plus button over here, and it'll show you all the doctors present in the hospital. You can click on any one of them, and the patient username will be the username of the patient. In this case, it is Ed, and a description as to why he's booking the appointment. Let's just try this Frank Miller here, and the patient username is Ed, and the appointment will be test 1. And then he gives the date of the appointment, which is, suppose it's 12. And if you want, you can cancel it over here, or you can click the tick button, and it'll show you that this has been the appointment is there. And now if you go to Frank's account, you can see he can also see the same appointment. The date of the appointment is the date the patient had chosen to for the appointment, and the date created is the date when this ID was created. And let's go back. The user also has an inbox. This is a normal user. There are three types of users. That is the normal user, the doctor, and the manager, and finally the admin. The normal user can book appointments and go through his emails. He can compose an email over here. Suppose he wants to write something to the admin, and the subject will be test 1. The body is something else, and he clicks on submit. The message has been sent. Goes to the inbox. Obviously, there's nothing over here because he didn't send any email here. Then you go back to the dashboard, and then he logs out. Next, let's try to log in as a doctor now. Um, let's try Frank. You log in, and you can see the appointment section has two tabs here. One, as this button shows the appointments where he is the doctor, and this one shows where he is the patient, because doctors can also be a patient. And um, if he wants all the appointments, he can just he can just look over here for the appointments where is the doctor, and he can also create another appointment. The other special thing, extra thing that a doctor can do is edit his appointment, which a normal user cannot do it. He can only book an appointment, and yeah, he can. The doctor can also edit the appointment over here. Um, Frank Ed, and you set test 2, and you give some other date. You say okay, and it has been edited over here, which will reflect in the database as well. And he can add a similar type of appointment strategy over here, and he can cancel over here as well. And then he can also go to the inbox and write something to the admin. Suppose he wants to test 2. He wants to just notify the admin that he had changed the appointment. Actually, that's not required. Let's just give some gibberish here and submit, and even he can also submit. And this is the profile page where you can give all the also only for the doctor, he is tied up to a department, so he needs to fill which department he belongs to, and he can also delete the account over here or log out over here. Let's log out, and let's go to the next user, that is Alice. Oh, oops, not here. Here, who is the manager? The job of the manager is to check all the appointments that has been done in the that has been stored in the database, and also she can also book for an appointment with the doctor. Also, booking an appointment, this has to be your doctor's name, or else it doesn't make sense. So you always give a doctor's name over here with the department name, and list of appointments shows all the appointments. Because she's a manager, she can access through all the appointments, and my appointments just shows the appointments to her. And the manager can delete the appointment, and the reason you have this is because suppose the patient, the normal user who's a patient, he won't be able to edit his appointment, so he can email the manager to delete it or edit it, and the manager can manage the database accordingly. He can also cancel it over here, the same functionality, and he can also delete the appointment, and the appointment is gone now. And finally, you have let's go to the admin. Admin does not take care of any appointments. He manages the accounts. This is the new button. These are the number of accounts over here. He can and only the doctors have the departments. So there are four types: the manager, doctor, normal, and the admin himself. And he has all the CRUD operations over here. He can add anyone, he can delete anyone, and he can also search the users by a particular ID like this, or a username, and you give it as Alice, and you'll get the Alice name over here. So and also let's go to the inbox. We had emailed to the admin twice. This is the inbox now. If he clicks over here, he can see the rest of the content, or else just he can view it over here, and he can also reply by clicking the button. He can delete the message over here, and it shows what domain the username is from, the subject, and the date sent as well with the time. So now suppose he wants to write, he can um, suppose you want a simple compose is where you can give the usernames and whatever you want, just for. But also this all users can do, by the way. You just give a comma and you can give other usernames, and it will go to all the other usernames as well together. And one more thing is he can also click here to reply to Ed, and it's automatically populated over here. And here the subject will be replying to your test one, another gibberish content. And let's go to the inbox. Let's go back to Ed. I'm sure he'll be having some emails. Yeah, you can see from the admin, this was replying to your test one, and this was the multiple user multiple emails sent from the admin. And what else? Yeah, so let's go back to the doctor. Now here the user Bob is a doctor, and he can also book an appointment with the patient. Um, let's give it a proper name, test 5, and he has to give the appointment date as well. And once it's done, it shows over here. And he can also book as the patient here. He can click on Dan, and the patient will be Bob. Test 6. I'm a patient. on a different date, and this is done. The reason you're not able to see this over here is because it always shows the appointments as a doctor, because there'll be more number of appointments for him as a doctor than as a patient. So that's the default viewing over here. If he clicks over here, he can see the appointments as a patient as well. And now if you go to Dan's account, you can obviously see it. And when I edit over here, not just the appointment edits over here, and also these things are tied up to the appointment is tied up to both the users. So both the users appointment tags will be changed as well. And if you delete a user, all the appointments with respect to the users are also deleted from and yeah, if both the users are deleted, suppose a message is sent from A to B, and then if both the users are deleted, only then will the message be deleted. So this is the total project that I've got over here. Thanks for watching.